You're gonna love it, and you're gonna find a new love for yourself, for life, and everything else that's in it, just for the simple fact that you showed yourself that you could show up, you could get it done, and you can make a positive change. Rule number 3, you need to plan for the bad weeks. Now, you know your life better than most. Me personally, I know. Build behaviors, not outcomes. You're not just, I want you to lower the starting bar, okay? I want you to you want to lose. If you're starting or restarting your fitness journey, then this series is for you. 2026, millions of people are setting their New Year's resolutions to lose weight, get in shape, tone this up, eat healthier, be better, all these other things. And millions of them, by the middle towards the end of February, will fail. What's the difference? What's going on? Is it because you're not motivated? Is it because you're weak? Is it because you just don't know what to do? The last one, yes. The rest, no. It's because the industry, especially the fitness industry, is what I'm referencing, is setting you up and everyone else to fail. And there are a lot of points as to why the fitness industry sets you up to fail. Most of it is because they want to funnel you in, they want to get sales. I mean, I get it. It's business, it's a job, it's an opportunity, it takes work, but a lot of us can't afford that. So what I want to do is I want to set up a series that is going to allow you to build consistent, healthy habits through the entirety of it, as long as you want to stay committed to it. And if we do this right, you'll want to stay committed to it, and you're going to want to keep up with it. You're not going to feel burned out. You're not going to feel discouraged. You're not going to feel like you messed everything up, and you're not going to want to quit. You're going to want to keep moving forward, living that healthier lifestyle. This video is not about motivation. Motivation comes and it fades. This video is about building long-lasting healthy habits for you to figure out what actually works and to make this year, 2026, very, very different than any other year that you've set up. You went for a few weeks and then you're like, I just don't have time anymore. I just don't know what I was doing. And deep down inside, you know that you just didn't know which direction to take, and it just took up too much of your time because you were feeling like you were wasting your time. And we're going to change that with this video series. So with a lot of different things the fitness industry does to set everyone up to fail is, one, they overhype motivation. They're going to hype you up. They're going to motivate you. But the thing is motivation spikes really hard. You feel like you can do anything. You go in, you don't have a plan. You're just like, I'm just going to get it done. I'll learn along the way. And there is some good reasoning behind that. Sometimes that's really great for getting you started, but it's overhyped and we don't need to rely on it. If it gets you started, that's great. Do not keep it in the little reserve toolbox of like, I just got to get motivated again. I got to get motivated again. At this point, it's about discipline. Okay? That's the biggest takeaway here, is discipline and consistency will always beat motivation every single time. We've all seen it. All those videos of you just got to get it done. Who's going to carry the boats and all this other stuff. And the key is it's just meant to start you, but it's not meant to keep you. If that's what's keeping you, you will not last long on keeping up with your New Year's resolutions, whether that's eating healthier or getting in shape. I've worked with beginners, I've worked with advanced lifters, I've worked with athletes, from everything between, even people who have been restarting the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time. I've worked with them, I've been in their shoes, I know what works, I know what doesn't work, I know what's fluff, and I know what's actual substance. I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't work, I've seen people start, I've seen people restart so many times, and this is to show you what's efficient, what actually works, and what doesn't work. People who are motivated will never compare to the people who just go in that are better prepared for the situation that they want a specific outcome from. Motivation leads to extreme planning. Extreme planning leads to burnout. Burnout leads to quitting. Quitting leads to you not seeing those results and saying, next year's my year. If your plan only works when you feel motivated, then it's a very bad plan. January always ends up looking like this. You have 5 to 6 days a week that you want to go work out. You want to make sure your diet's perfect. You want to restrict all the sugar. You don't want to be eating that garbage anymore. You want to make sure that there's no rest for me. I just got to put in work. I got to educate. I have to go utilize it. And then I need to make sure I'm constantly improving in every aspect of my life. And you know what? By week 2 or week 3, life happens. No one's ready for that to happen. You just assume because you have a plan to better your life that that's the challenge. No, it's a privilege and it's a wonderful thing to be able to take on the responsibility of living and performing and enjoying a healthier lifestyle, especially in today's society. It's very easy to not live a healthy lifestyle, but it's also just as easy to live a healthier lifestyle because we have grown so comfortable in being uncomfortable and unhealthy and inactive that it takes so much work. It's a very hard transition. So what you need to understand is it's too much too soon, and you need to take smaller steps to get to where you want to be. When you start off too strong too soon, something that people don't understand, this is a super simple one, is DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. Now, this is a very easy one to kind of mitigate and work around. It's because you get sore from a workout. Doesn't matter whether it's a hard workout or an easy workout. If you're not used to that workout, it's gonna get you. And the thing is, if you have a lot of days planned and you still have to go to work, you still have to deal with family, you still have to go do this, and you're still planning on hitting more workouts, you're just going to continue to fry your body and make it so sore, so stiff. You're not gonna have any energy to continue to move and get what you need to done. That's just one thing, right? Scheduling conflicts. Your work schedule, it's gonna change. You're gonna have to stay late at work one day. You're gonna have to go in early the next day. You're gonna have to go do this thing with that family member. You're gonna have to go keep that dinner date with your friend to be like, hey, how you been? How's it going? You can't shut out life for the simple fact that that's gonna keep moving on and assume that just going to the gym and staying in the kitchen to make those changes is going to positively affect all those things. Like, it's going to positively affect you, but it's going to make everything else a lot tighter, a lot more restrictive. Good communication can go a long way, especially in scheduling issues with friends or family, but when it comes to work and other actual responsibilities, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to keep up with it. So, that's just another thing. Let alone mental fatigue. Now, this is a huge one. I'm a very massive advocate for mental health, especially if you know me in person. Now, it's very easy to hit that mental burnout. You just fatigue. You have too much on your plate. You're trying to do too much at once. You're trying to do this. It's positive for yourself and positive for other people around you, because whether it's selfish or selfless that you were starting this New Year's resolution to be healthier, to be more active, and all this other stuff, if you do too much too soon, it is going to carry over to everything else, and it's going to drain from work. It's going to drain from family, from friends, from loved ones, everything in between. It's going to add to mental fatigue, and you don't need that, because this is meant to positively affect your life, not become a burden, because it's going to lead to that burnout we talked about, which is going to lead to quitting. Quitting leads to not seeing the results that you want to, again, in 2026. Now, to add a little responsibility back, taking away all this responsibility leading up to now, because I don't want you to overcomplicate it, is let's focus on that, not overcomplicating it. Everyone thinks they need a perfect plan to get started. No, you just need to start. It's as simple as that. If it's once a week, twice a week, does not matter. You just simply need to start. Doesn't need to even be a particular day. If week 1, you go Monday and Friday, and you're like, wow, that was pretty good. I enjoyed my time there. It was a great time. Week 2, something happens Monday, you're busy. So you go Tuesday. You're still able to make Friday, but Monday's different from Tuesday. It doesn't matter. If you go out in the morning and then one week you go in the evening and sometimes in the middle of the afternoon, it doesn't matter. You need to start. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to start. So you don't need the best plan. You need a plan that you can still replicate. You can still repeat, even on your worst week. If you miss a workout, it does not ruin your progress. It takes about 2 weeks of no activity and no stimulus, especially for muscle growth or performance, for your body to quote unquote atrophy or lose progress. Now, because of that, it takes 2 weeks of doing absolutely nothing. And the thing is it takes up to 6 weeks before you even start really noticing a difference, because this is microscopic. Now, it's going to take you a week or 2 to get back into the groove of things once you start. But missing a single workout or a couple workouts does not ruin your progress, not even in the slightest. That's based in science, okay? So you don't have to argue that. If you miss a whole week and you're like, dang it, I messed up, I might as well not even start. Start. Get back on there. Don't take the excuse. Just realize, try to find that groove that allows you to be consistent, but be very lenient with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. If you eat wrong, it does not mean ruined results, right? You will make those small positive changes that will lead to healthier habits along the road, but they have to start somewhere. No plant starts as a full-grown tree or a full-grown bush, right? It starts as a seed, and then you plant it, you bury it. You don't see it for a while, then eventually it springs out. You need to be able to understand that when it comes to fitness or nutrition, that if you don't eat right or you miss a workout, it does not ruin your progress. It does not ruin your results. You have to slowly build and build and build. It takes time. Be gracious with yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. So be gracious with yourself and just realize it's a journey, and you just need to slowly learn 1 to 2 habits at a time that are going to allow you to be able to consistently repeat them even on your worst week. So I have 3 rules for you starting in 2026 for your first week of New Year's resolutions, or your second week, it doesn't matter. So I want to give you these 3 and I want you to practice them for at least 1 week. Is rule number 1. I want you to lower the starting bar, okay? I want you to you want to lose 50 pounds and you want to be able to deadlift this and you want to be able to have this type of physique, that type of physique, and want to snatch waist, whatever it is. I want you to lower the starting bar. You can set those goals for later. Understand that they will come in time. They don't need to come right now. Lowering the starting bar. Don't be like, I need 5 days a week. I need this many calories and this much protein, all this stuff. I want you to start with, I'm going to make a couple positive changes with my food. I'm going to let's just say, I'm going to limit my sugar intake and I'm going to up my water intake, depending on how much water you drink and how many sugary foods that you eat. For working out, instead of being like, I'm gonna work out 5-6 times a week, I'm gonna be active this much, I want you to pick 1 to 2 days that you know that you have off, that you can go dedicate 30 minutes to, at the most, an hour of being in that gym. If you want to be there a little bit longer, feel free to have a little bit of fun. Stretch a little bit. Go look at some of the machines, look at some of the free weights, talk to some of the members. I know you're a little bit shy, that's okay. Make some friends, even if it's just with someone at the front desk. Rule number 1, lowering that starting bar. 2, build behaviors, not outcomes. You're not just shooting right to the moon. Teleportation does not exist to our knowledge at this point in time, and neither does instant results. So focus on at least 1 to 2 behaviors that you can change that's going to lead to these healthy, positive mental and physical outcomes that are going to aid you in your journey, especially on the bad weeks. You need to change your behavior towards stuff. If you feel scared about going to the gym, you can change your behavior by looking at that being that scary. Get a couple small pieces of weight equipment. You can spend $50 or $60 and you can get a little bit of weight equipment and do it at home. You can do it at your local park. You can find a private training studio, a smaller gym. You can go to a gym that is well known for being judgment free, or anything that you feel comfortable with. Remember, showing up for yourself matters a lot more than what you weigh or how you look. Rule number 3, you need to plan for the bad weeks. Now, you know your life better than most. Me personally, I know that I'm gonna have a lot of bad weeks every once in a while, and it's gonna be hectic. Work's gonna be crazy. Life's gonna be crazy. There are gonna be appointments here and appointments there. What I do to plan for those weeks is I understand there are 1 to 2 workouts for me at my current lifting level that I can condense down to 1 day, do 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and just account for my caloric intake and just change it for that, which is a lot more complicated than what you need to focus on. So if you know you have a very regular schedule, you have a very busy lifestyle, or you have something that's very stressful and weighs on you mentally, you need to prepare for that and make a plan that's going to work best for you. If you have a crazy lifestyle, you need to look at your week in its entirety and be like, listen, sometimes I work 4 12s in a row. What you need to do is, again, if you're lifting once or twice a week, you need to plan it around those. I know a couple people who would work plenty of 12s, 4 to 5 during the week, and they were a nurse. And what we would do is right after their shift, we would get a 45-minute workout in, and then they would immediately go home, clean up, get a little snack, and then they would go to bed an hour later. So with all that being said, we need to build you a plan. And if you're confused about what plans you might need or how to structure it, comment down below. Starting 2026, I will help you. This is a judgment-free zone. This goes to everybody. Don't judge everyone. Don't judge anyone. What you need to do is, if you have advice and you've been in that situation, share it with them. This is going to be a safe place. Let's start this community now, and let's make 2026 the year that changes. So remember, rule number 3 is plan for those bad weeks. Have a structure in place that's going to help you compensate in a different area. Maybe you do it on a day off where you usually just rest, or you get a little something at home. Maybe you practice some calisthenics. Maybe you just take a few extra minutes to prep a couple of small meals, maybe a salad, maybe a rice bowl, something a little bit different, and not like chicken and rice. That's really boring. Make sure your food's good. Plan for those bad weeks, because they're gonna come. It's life. It knocks us down. The important thing is that we get back up. When we don't take no for an answer, we just keep moving forward. All right? We gotta understand this is something we want. It's something that we deserve. Now let's get it. So over the next several weeks, what we're going to be doing with this series is we're going to be covering anything exercise, workout, programming, nutrition, plateaus, sleep, recovery, anything and everything that's evolving around fitness, health, wellness, nutrition, movement. We're going to be covering that to help you understand how to make this a long-term thing and not just something that lasts till like mid-February. Even if you do make it that far on average, like if last year you made it like 2 weeks in, you're like, I can't do this. My life's too crazy right now. Excuses are everywhere. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Be selfish in this aspect. Even if your life's super crazy busy, show up for yourself. I promise you won't regret it. So, if you are starting in 2026, whether it's your first time, whether it's your 10th time, 20th time, 50th time, does not matter. Whether you're little itty bitty, you're in high school and you're like, man, I really want to make a change, or you're 89 years old and you're like, I really want to reclaim my life. I have a hard time moving around. I want to spend time with my grandchildren. I want to spend time with my friends. I want to enjoy life for myself. Whatever it is, show up for yourself. Let's get after it. Let's do this together. Comment starting 2026 with any of your questions, with your story, with your resolutions. Let's support each other. Let's make this happen. And I'm going to make sure that everybody that's watching this within my capability, within my power, I promise you're going to get started and you're going to show up for yourself once we're done with this series. And you're going to love it, and you're going to find a new love for yourself, for life, and everything else that's in it, just for the simple fact that you showed yourself that you could show up, you could get it done, and you can make a positive change. So, I will see you all in the next video, and typical outro for anyone who's new here is stay grounded, stay small, of course, as always, stay silly. I'll catch you on the next video. Till then, later.